This is the car, this is the track, and this is Søren getting a brilliant launch. I'm actually starting P2 just behind Søren. Gonna try and pressure him into T1. Now you actually can't see this because I'm on board with Søren, but I lock up, which absolutely destroys my run into T1, allowing Søren to get a better exit than me, and I fall off about 1 second, which you can't see because I have no relatives, sadly. But I'm trying my best now to work my way back up to catching Søren as we go on board with me now, as I'm now about 0.5 seconds away from Søren. And my main goal of this week was basically just to gauge how fast I was in comparison to drivers who are much higher I rating than me. As you can see, I'm closing right up to the back of Søren there, getting a good run. Not so much a good run into the second Lesmo, as Søren allows to break a gap coming into Ascari. But overall, I'm quite content with how I'm going so far. I'm keeping within a reasonable distance of Søren, and this is my first race of the week, so I'm just trying to get up to grips with Monza and not do anything stupid. I actually close up to the back of Søren in Ascari, but he gets a better run out, which allows me to just tuck in behind him and absorb the slipstream coming into Parabolica. I think I'm going to try and move. I try and guess it, and then I think better of it. I double guess again, but yeah, Søren's just too fast for me into the Parabolica. I close right up to the back of him coming onto the main straight, but he gets a better exit as I step onto the green, and it just completely destroys my run. The only reason I think I was able to keep behind him there is because of the slipstream. As I'm going into T1, thinking about a move, guess the outside, go inside, try and scare him, and you can see I just brake way too early. And there was nothing really I could do there other than brake later. I probably could have taken P1 that time, but you know, it happens, it's Porsche Cup. So we're actually going to skip ahead onto lap 2 now, as I get an amazing run out of the Parabolica. I think Søren screwed up going initially into the Parabolica, which is allowing me to close right up to Søren. I stick to the outside, trying to get a run, trying to keep it, and again, I just brake way too early, and you'll see again, my turn-in is so late, it just allows Søren to go through again, and I was not happy with that at all, as I again had an opportunity to get P1, and I just completely bottled it. And you can see again, Søren is like 0.6 seconds ahead of me, and I just, at this stage I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? I'm getting in my mental, I'm getting all disappointed in myself, and it's just not a good headspace to be in, especially in lap 2 of the race when I've got about 15 laps to go, as Monza's such a short track. I just needed to lock in, focus, and just try and keep the gap under 1 second to Søren. It's not necessarily like I'm doing anything bad. Søren is about 5.5 going on 6k, and I, at this stage, was just below 3k, so I'm racing completely, like, out of my league. I'm balls to the wall, completely 100%, whereas Søren's probably at about 65-70% at this point in the race, and I've been told by other drivers, shout out to Alexandre in the Porsche Cup Discord, that half the time, most of the good Porsche Cup drivers aren't even racing at 100% of their ability, which is really demoralizing, but also a point to work through for me, because it feels good that I haven't hit my skill cap, and eventually I'll be right up there with them, as I've seen in later weeks, which will be shown later on in this video, that I'm progressing a lot as a driver in pcup compared to a lot of people, and it's really nice to, I guess, have that insight to work on, and also I worked on my braking and my throttle inputs a lot this week, which was really good, and I was seeing the times to reflect that at the end of the week. Again, we're going to skip ahead. I'm actually falling off of Søren right now. You can see my lap times are probably not half his, at least 0.7 seconds away from what he's currently doing. And you're going to see, as I go into the Parabolica, I just outbrake myself, completely miss the apex as I want to go for that kind of recover it on exit, but you can see Soren's about 1.2, 1.3 seconds ahead of me now, so I'm starting to lose slip, and he's kind of just running away with it right now. And this was gonna basically summarize the whole race. I think towards the end of it, I did start catching him again, as his tires definitely fell off, but yeah, I'm starting to make more and more mistakes now. A common one is just braking way too early into T1 and braking way too late into the Parabolica. I think I had the rest of the track pretty much sorted for that week. But yeah, those were the main points that I was working on. Ascari was good. I was actually the fastest out of the pole racing guys through Ascari that week, as Will found when we were looking at my Garage 61. And yeah, so there wasn't really much else, and I'll probably end up skipping to the end of the race because it's just a common trend. I just have a good race, but it's not good enough to clinch the win. Soren's now starting to pull away from me quite a bit as I try and bridge the gap back in the Parabolica, but I think now's a perfect time to kind of call it and go to the final lap of the race. So at this point, the race is pretty much over. I'm done and dusted. I think me and Soren had around a 20-second gap to the next car behind, so I just decided, oh, I'm basically gonna just keep going, keep working away, and just finish this race. And yeah, you can see Soren's probably 1.5 seconds ahead of me now, and it's crazy how good of a driver Soren is. I'd like to think of myself as quite a good driver, but I don't compare to these guys. These guys are insane. So we're now coming up to the line. You can see me flash my lights, start swerving. I'm really happy with this. Good solid result for my first race of the week. I really didn't think it was going to go this well, and yeah, kudos to Soren who actually gave me the replay after this race because I left beforehand. But yeah, you can see, completely done now. And you can see, I gear up to do some victory donuts, like right here. Yes, I'm basking in the glory, it's so nice.